Here with head women's basketball coach Krista Kilburn-Steveskey. Final score from Convocation Center at James Madison, 77-54. Coach, your opening statement on tonight?
Always a hard fight. Sean had his team ready, as usual, and playing strong, and we knew it was going to be a tough battle. So, proud of my kids for fighting hard and not letting up, and then hopefully we have some takeaways.
Open up to questions.
Bogey Brzezowski, 22 points, everything you've expected from her, but we got a lot of action seen from Jalen Hines as well. What have you seen from her since the start of the season?
Yeah, well, going back to Boogie, I just kept telling her from the first half, I'm like, look, you're getting all those, they just kind of weren't falling her way. I think we were 4 for 12 at the first at halftime, 4 for 12, and they weren't, forced or, so, she just needed some help. I think everybody was kind of relying on her. Comes back to her, to try to make a play. So I think we tried to get a few more involved, and Jalen got involved. She was challenged. One of my assistants was challenging her at halftime. Don't stand around and get involved. So definitely the more experience. Jacayla Brown. You have a redshirt freshman. Jacayla Brown is a freshman. You had Val as a freshman, and then we even got Karius and Goodman Day as a freshman. So to me, that was a big takeaway, especially when we have a little bit of injuries right now. One of our key players is out, and another one is battling and not 100%. So. Your offensive production is sitting on the bench. So it was nice to, give the young kids an opportunity to battle, and they did.
Sandra Carson came out big with 2 3-pointer shots late. She's probably one of those players that you want to turn to, especially late in the game.
I guess I'm proud of many of them, but she's definitely had some growth and development and had some battles with JMU, and I thought her toughness showed through today, and I was extremely proud of her and her defense and containment, and then having the confidence to knock those shots down. So definitely spot on that one.
How tough is it when, I think you forced 12 turnovers in the first half, but they shot like close to 55% or something in the first
that's
half,
second quarter, so now we want to get down to many of the things that we did not perform well and self-inflicting. So when we scored 5 points in the second quarter, but the worst stat line of that was the 16 turnovers at half. And most of them were in the second quarter, and that, I think the lights on and some of the folks with first time true experience at JMU, and they're pretty self-inflicting. We were making these long passes that I hadn't seen in practice, making one dribble. So, just that, again, lights, camera, action on for some of the kids, in their first experience out here. And it just, you have to talk about that. JMU is so good, that's the effect that they can have on you. But they weren't causing those, we were coming up short and then the flip side. So while they had 32 points off of our turnovers. So we use the term, everybody used the term, we were causing live turnovers. They were causing live turnovers where they're getting out and running, and then they had 12 turnovers, I think, at half, but those were mostly going out of bounds, dead ball, and we weren't capitalized. I think we only got like 13 points off turnovers. So, yeah, they were knocking them down, and then they crushed us in that category.
Facing a tough test against Towson on Sunday, and coming out of this game, what has to be your team's mindset going into that
Well,
game?
I tell you what, the battle of Towson, I think they're averaging 25 turnovers, 25 fouls a game. They're playing physical, and I think they're up on Northeastern now. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be a physical battle, and they've gained some confidence in conference. They just beat Drexel at Drexel, which has been, I think we've definitely beat Drexel way more than Towson in their history of their program is. So I'm sure that gave them an utmost amount of confidence, and Diane does a good job with them. So it's going to be physical. It's probably going to be one of the most physical games I think we played probably since Wright State. So, our mindsets, our mental mindset, taking care of the basketball. They look at that stat, and I'm sure they're going to be licking their chops that we had 16 and it wasn't even about physicality. So we're going to have to clean that up in a quick turnaround.
Thank you.
Thank you.